Newly released evidence from the investigation into Ruby Franke and Jodi Hildebrandt reveals new information on the two women. They are both in prison after pleading guilty to abusing two of Franke's children last summer.
News specialist Shelby Lofton has been covering this case since the beginning. Shelby, you've been able to listen now to some interviews with Ruby's now estranged husband.
That's right. Kevin Franke first sat down with investigators last summer, the day his wife Ruby was arrested. And at the time, he said he trusted her and Hildebrandt with his children. He also said he hadn't seen his children in about a year. In later interviews, his perspective changed. In that first interview with officers at the Santa Clara Ivins Police Department, Franke says he was in Ivins to pick up his children. Instead, police asked him questions about his family dynamics and his relationship with Hildebrandt. He tells police he believes she was an honest person and supported her work with his wife. But he becomes emotional after officers tell him his youngest children were found wounded and malnourished, and his wife and her business partner were arrested for it.
You realize that I have a picture of my style on the wall. And I look at it every day. Now at work, every day. Everything they're sharing to me just sounds like a made-up story.
We hear Franke sit down with investigators for another interview, and the date of that conversation is not given. However, his thoughts on Hildebrandt have changed. He says she moved into their home at one point, and when that happened, he was forced to follow specific rules. Eventually, he says Ruby asked him for a separation.
I couldn't come into the kitchen to eat until Ruby gave me permission. And the upstairs where Jodi roamed was completely off limits.
Now, Franke goes on to tell investigators both Ruby and Hildebrandt experienced trances and visions of heaven. He ends the interview telling police he's willing to answer any questions regarding Hildebrandt. Coming up on KSL5 News at 6, I will break down everything new we've learned about the day Hildebrandt and Franke were arrested. We've carefully combed through body cam video, police reports, and pictures, and we'll have new information about how these children were found. For Live at 5, I'm Shelby Lofton.
All right.